So we're going to talk a little bit today about our pasta that I made. Made some pasta this last week for a book about Mediterranean eating with Dan Curtis, who narrated the book. I picked a recipe out of the book and made that this week. And other than that, we don't have a whole lot going on this week. Had some storms we'll talk about, and got the pool up and running for this upcoming pool season. But this is the Okie Smokin podcast.
Time to fire up that grill. From smoked pork to smash burgers, outdoor cooking just tastes better. This is the Okie Smokin podcast. And here's your host, John Berry.
And I do have Dolores here beside me. She is co-host, my lovely wife. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, I couldn't be better. Just coming up on here, getting ready to talk to you for just a little while on another episode of the Okie Smokin podcast. I don't even know what episode we're on right now. This is 13 or 14, somewhere up there. Lost count.
I have no clue.
We don't have my notes out today, so we're just going to go ahead and you use the phrase wing it. Come on here and just chat for just a little bit. I did go ahead and make some pasta this last week for on my Thursday video, which is something that I've never done before. You weren't able to try it.
No.
But as soon as you can, or as soon as you are doing your cheat day for keto, I think I'm going to make a batch of that. That was really fantastic. And I cooked it out on my new Camp Chef, which is a Camp Chef Explorer 14. I've been wanting one of these for quite some time, and I'm really getting it set up outside so that virtually anything. I have the pit boss that is equivalent to an oven. If you need me to make some meatloaf, or I need to cook a pizza, or anything that has a recipe that involves an oven, I can cook it on the pit boss. I now have a Camp Chef with 2 stoves. I did before have a little butane, or it wasn't a butane. It was a smaller propane cylinders that you put in for a little stove. I have one of those that I've used a time or two, but now I have 2 stoves that is just like a gas stove basically, and I hook a propane tank to it, and I'm able to cook right outside with that, and I think that's pretty cool.
And what's nice about it is you could take it down and take it somewhere like camping or whatever.
Yes, and it has actually 2 different kind of sets of legs on this thing, and it allows you to go ahead and attach 4 legs to it, and all you do is unscrew it by hand and then retighten it by hand. It's got a bag it came with. You put those legs in, and then the rest of the unit you could just take with you. You could take it to, like you said, camping, or the park, or something where it's allowed, of course. And as take your propane tank with you, and you could go ahead and start cooking. And we don't have gas for our stove here, and we don't even have a hookup for it. And I've always wanted a gas stove, so we have an electric, and I thought about installing a line to make it gas at some point. But I think this is the best way. Now we have our electric indoors, and I always like cooking on gas stove outdoors. And so, yeah, we'll be able to use gas now, or propane. So that kind of comes in real nice. But this unit, if you don't want to use the 4 legs, you could just go ahead and leave them at home and take it and put it on top of a picnic table, or on top of a table, or even just the ground, because the legs are suited for you to use portably with or without the extensions. And yeah, so that's what I cooked the pasta in. And this was cooked. I had agreed with his YouTube channel is Cartoon Dad, and I've mentioned him several times now. His actual name, as he's the narrator of this book, is Dan Curtis, and it's by Jessica David. And there's like 43 recipes in there. There's things from desserts and there's main dishes, and then there's also side dishes. And I went ahead and chose this pasta to make. And when you saw it, how did you think it looked?
That looks good.
Yeah, and it was wheat. Yes, a wheat pasta, and it had. It's supposed to have what's those olives?
I don't know, but we couldn't find them at.
Yeah, we couldn't find the exact olives, so I subbed it for just some basic green olives.
Sure Crest has them because.
Yeah, we were.
That they're in the like where the deli is.
Yeah, we were at Winco, so I don't know. I went ahead and subbed it for these, and we cooked the pasta up, added all the ingredients, which was some olives. I did garlic, onion.
I'm pretty sure I've seen them at Walmart before, too, in the deli.
I could have found them, but I didn't do an exact copycat of it, but the recipe itself was inspired by the book. And I'll put a link in the show notes to that audiobook as well.
It smelled good, like every other thing that you cooked.
Yeah. It had that onion, it had that garlic. It had all the basic salt, the pepper, and there's just something.
Basil.
The fresh basil. Yes, I grew that basil, and we have some basil out back. You mentioned you'd like to get some cilantro out there. Yeah, I need to get me some cilantro because cilantro can go on I love cilantro. You could add it to just about anything. Plus, I've got tomatoes and I've got jalapenos, which we're going to turn into some salsa if they do well. And cilantro. You need some cilantro for that, don't you?
It's funny. Every time I hear you talk, I'm like, you're so Okie.
What'd I say this time?
You saw cilantro.
Cilantro.
Jalapeno.
Yeah. And I also, we'll talk a little bit about this. But I have a pool YouTube channel. And sometimes I talk about backwash, and
you say wash.
I say backwash
instead of wash.
and they call me out in the comment sections all the time. They'll say backwash, and I get a lot of comments.
Yeah, me and your youngest, we always say it's wash.
Yeah, but
wash,
it's that Southern Okie accent, I guess. It's that wash. Yeah, I throw that R in there. So I do get told that quite a bit on it. That's the Easy Clear Pool YouTube channel. If you're into swimming, I haven't put any videos on it since last season. And I've got one coming out where we installed a new ladder or new steps today for the pool because it's an above ground pool and our old steps kind of fell apart. It's over 15 years old.
Had it a long time.
Yeah, it broke in half, and so I went ahead and ordered a new one. It's a real nice setup. You put sand inside the ladder, and that holds it down to the ground. We've got it kind of bolted on the rails of the pool, and eventually we'll add some better steps or something on the outside.
Yeah, we're gonna try to attempt to build some steps on the outer side.
Yeah, let's try
to luck on that.
Yeah, we're gonna need some luck on that right there. And if you watch my channel, you see the pool frequently because it's in the view of the channel of the video that I'm filming a lot of times. So that's the pool. We've got it up, and I actually got in that thing today.
Yeah, crazy.
It was 72 degrees in the water, which it was a bit cold. But while we were doing it, I actually dropped a screw in the bottom and I had to go get it. And I couldn't get it with the skimmer. And so I went in there and actually was able to fetch it out. I had to go in there myself. And it felt pretty good because after I was out there building that ladder for an hour, or that steps.
It was actually sunny too.
Yeah, and the sun had came out at that time, so it was hot. It was humid.
And we had tornadoes last night.
Yes.
All through Oklahoma.
Yeah, we did, and had the sirens go off here a couple of times.
Yeah, twice.
Never did. We have a shelter. We never got in it.
It was close to us, that one tornado. We live in Midwest City, and it was pretty close.
Yeah, it was within a mile or two. Yeah, so but we never had to jump in the shelter or anything. We were everything.
Oh no, I went in the shelter. I heard.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I heard those winds. I was like,
The winds were crazy, were they not? I mean, you looked out there and it looked like they were going sideways and everything, and the rain and everything was just flowing down the road. So that's what you get here in Oklahoma is you get the storms and
it's so windy all the time.
But I enjoy them. It's good.
I don't enjoy it.
It's good. You go out back or out front, drink a beer and watch the storms come in. Look at the beautiful clouds. Of course, you couldn't really see nothing because the time it had came in last night, or was it last night when the storms came in? Yeah. The time it came in, it was so dark. You could watch the TV, and of course they had everything going on there telling you about it. But yeah.
And I feel bad for the ones that got hit by it,
There was, yes. Yeah. So unfortunate for those.
Some people actually passed away and then sad.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what happened here, and we're not doing much cooking this week, really.
Yeah, we had a busy schedule this week with you working 7 days a week.
Yeah, so I got one more week to where I'll be working another 6 straight days for hours on end. And
yeah, he's a sanitation driver, and he had to do bulk cleanup.
Yeah, so we pick up all the big trash, do it every 6 months. So every April and sometimes into May, we get into that.
And they work till like almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I didn't get home till 10 on Friday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how can you cook? It's all eaten out. And yeah, so that's what I do. I enjoy, really like doing the podcast and the YouTube channels and everything else. But right now, my time is limited. I do I think I got some footage, I hope, because my phone dropped in the pool, and I think I had some footage on it. It's supposed to be water resistant, and it was out there. Water resistant does not mean waterproof, of course, but I couldn't find it.
Well, he didn't have his outer box on it either.
No, I didn't have my outer box on it. I just had that. It was bare boned, and I couldn't find it. And I started calling it, and I could hear it faintly ringing. Mm-hmm. And I was walking around the pool because I'd installed a new filter. I was walking around it, and I could hear it ringing, but it was like it was real low. And I realized, I think it's coming out of the water. You could hear the ring in the water, and it was actually in the skimmer. So it wasn't, 4 foot below. It was only, 8 inches in the skimmer, but the pump was running. So it was suctioning water through it, or no. Yeah, I guess it was, because we just installed the pump. So you had that probably running that water through it. It was suctioning it through it, which probably didn't help the case. And if it would have been in calm water, I might have been okay. But it's sitting in there in a skimmer for maybe 15 minutes or more.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The rice method did not help.
Yeah, I tried the rice method and could not get that thing back up. And I just tried it today, 2 weeks later, and it still don't work. But I think I did have some footage of the brisket on that phone that I cooked, but I think most of it, I think we did with the GoPro.
That brisket was so good.
I think we did most of it with the GoPro. Isn't that right? I'm hoping. I haven't looked yet, and I'm hoping, because if I have the footage or enough of the footage, I basically was recording myself doing it, and I was going to put that together this week, do a little, edit it together.
I feel like it was on your phone, but I could be wrong.
I sure hope it was. And if it was, I'm going to have to do another brisket and refilm it all, which that won't be a problem. I loved it. It was great. I would love to do another brisket. They're a little pricey, but when one goes on sale, I would go ahead and make another one. But I want to go ahead and try to put that together. I just filmed myself doing it.
This time when you do the brisket, I want you to us to chop it up and put some barbecue sauce that I could eat with it in a,
Yes.
And we could make sandwiches.
Make some sandwiches.
Your stuff and you do your stuff.
Yeah, we're going to do another one for sure. But if I do have the footage, I'm going to have that come out this next week.
Can make some pizza with it. Put some
brisket pizza. Yeah. Speaking of brisket, and we talk about, I saw this video. It was brisket. What was it? a brisket smash burger or something, which looked fantastic that I'd seen. That would be something to do. I don't know. No, you don't like that idea?
Not really.
You just want the brisket on just
Either
a standard.
that or you guys do like a loaded potato.
Now
like
that's
take
great.
The potato after we get done cooking it on
I could cook it on the pit boss.
Yeah, and then let me cut it open and degut it.
Yeah.
And then I'll smash it up, and then we could fill it. Like,
that would
like
be
I
real
degut
good.
the potato, and then I could add like cream cheese, all sorts of stuff in it, jalapenos, brisket, and then we just put it back in the potato, top it with some cheese, and put it back on there for a minute, and then
So
I can't eat it, but you guys.
We need to get a brisket, and I'll cook the brisket, and you will load the potato up.
Yeah,
and I got to tell you, the potatoes cooked on the smoker are just fantastic. I mean, you throw it on that pit boss for 2-3 hours, just let it slow cook.
It's not burnt either. People always say, "Look at that potato; it's burnt," but it's not.
Yeah, we did I don't know, like a I don't know how to.
It turns really brown and it's crunchy.
Had some people over a few years ago, and we cooked some potatoes. And at this time, I cooked them on a I don't know what I cooked them on. I smoked them. I may have had just a wood smoker.
That's whole thing.
Or I'm not sure.
That was.
I've had so many smokers come in and out, and some of them's no longer here because they rusted out and stuff.
Yeah.
I've smoked for years, and I cooked the potatoes, and we had some kids that said I burn them. They wouldn't eat them. They said they're burnt.
Ew, they're burnt, and it's like no, it's not burnt. You guys,
the potato
like,
is completely dark, and it looks like a burnt steak, but it's a potato. But once you cut into it, it's not burnt, and it tastes good. It's got that good smoke flavor. And if you just keep cooking them longer, you're just going to basically burn more on the outer part. So yeah, you may get to where you have to cut through a little bit more, but to get to the potato. But once you get through it, and you're not going to cut through much, could be an eighth of an inch.
Burnt,
but it's not burnt. The potato's not burnt. No, the potato won't taste burnt. You may,
but the kids were like, "No, I don't want any."
Yeah.
But we showed them, like, we cut it open and we were showing them, like, look at the inside. It's not burnt. And the outer part even tastes good. It doesn't taste burnt, but it.
Yeah. Did you eat the outer part?
I did.
I know. Yeah, because it may have been too burnt for some to eat the outer part, but.
Oh my God, I love it that way. Like the crunch and stuff. Ugh.
What do you like burnt that's like that?
What do you mean? Like, I like hot dogs.
Hot dogs, hot links.
Hot links, yes.
Hot links, hot dogs burnt.
That's about it.
That's about all you like. Burnt potato.
Yeah. Well, the potato's not
Potatoes
burnt,
not really
though.
burnt. And tonight we actually had some potatoes, but you cooked them in the oven, and you went ahead and sliced those up through some. What did you put on those?
I put
those were real good.
Pepper. I put the chicken. I don't know what it's called, but it has like different seasoning in it. I put garlic salt on it, garlic powder, and also Parmesan cheese.
And was it
and olive oil?
Olive oil, okay. And you just put them in the oven. What'd you cook them at?
First I set the oven to 500 degrees.
500 degrees?
And I cut the potatoes up, and then I washed them, and then put the olive oil on it, and then put all the seasoning.
It shouldn't have took long at 500 degrees. What, 30 minutes? 15 minutes?
That's why I said everything was done. I turned off the oven so it would just sit in there.
And I had to go cook some steaks.
Yeah.
Had some sirloins.
Yeah.
And I threw those on the pit boss and seared those up. I set it to 450.
Those are good. And your youngest found one that was medium. I mean, like rare.
Did he eat it?
No. It's in the fridge for Boo tomorrow.
Yeah, we had several.
Our middle son likes
it. It was done. It may have been a little rare for you.
Yes, it was done. I was like, I should have gave this to your dad instead of. But I didn't know.
Yeah, mine had some good pink to it. But that's what we had for dinner tonight. Dolores made the potatoes. She likes to cut them up in little chunks.
I can't have them, but.
Yeah, she don't eat the potatoes.
It's when we had HelloFresh. That's what taught us those potatoes.
Yeah, we have tried some of these subscription services.
Yeah. HelloFresh was really
and it's
good.
really good. It honestly is. It's pricey though. We'd gotten a special, and we'd tried it and got discounts and everything, and we actually kept it for a little while.
Yeah.
And they send you everything in a box. All the ingredients were always fresh. I think one time we may have had a rotten item or something.
Yeah, but they
and we told them, and they gave us a credit or something. Yeah. So I think the company is fantastic. I just think it's a little pricey, you know, and but it learns you cool recipes.
Yeah, it did. I kept like the recipe things that they came.
Yes, they give you little recipe cards, and it also teaches you that you don't need a whole lot.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, you know, I always cook, and like I'm feeding an army. That's what, you know.
Yeah, you think you need this
like so much
8 potatoes, or you think you need you know, all this stuff, and you'd get it, and it'd be like 3 or 4 potatoes, and it'd be like 2 items here and 1 item here, and you're like, this don't look like much, and then once you cut it up, it was enough to serve everybody. It had it portioned out, so that's where that come in real handy. Is it was just portioned everything out for you, learned your recipes.
We've tried so many. I forgot the other ones, like Chef.
We did Green Chef because they have keto.
Yes, and the keto was too high on carbs.
Yeah, she's real strict on hers.
I was like, no. I was like, we can't do that. It's like I'd just be able to eat 1 meal a day if I went to the Green Chef.
But we don't have any of those now. We've tried them. We've messed with them because on times when we're working and everything, and you just get a package delivered to your door, and it would come with like 3 meals or something for the week. You throw it in the fridge, and you just sort it out and do it. It was just super easy, and almost everything you could cook in an hour. But
then we did some other one, and we decided to just quit altogether because we have a picky eater.
Yeah. But no, if you haven't ever tried it, I'm not sponsoring them at all. I'm just talking about them.
HelloFresh 100%.
Yeah, but HelloFresh was a really good service. Yeah. And the products they sent was always nice and fresh. Like
there was one that we used, and I can't remember it. I did not like it because nothing was packaged or very good. I forgot.
Yeah, I can't remember what name that was. And again, it was one of them to where we had some promo code. We always have, like, you know, you get a promo code or something, you get a free box or half off or something. We'll try it out and see how it is. If we ever do another one, should do a video on it, just kind of unbox it and just kind of show it, and maybe cook it on the pit boss or something. Because this is all stuff you do enough. Because you kind of go in there and pick some of the items you want. But no, we don't do that much anymore. We pretty much cook here and. Cook outside, like I said.
I do my stuff in here.
Yes, and in a couple of weeks, I am going on a fishing trip.
Yes,
me and some friends, and we're going to go ahead and take that Camp Chef and cook some fried fish on it.
Women aren't allowed on his fishing trip. That's what his friends say.
Well, you're going to go get your hair done, nails done.
Yeah.
Yeah. You going to go pamper yourself?
Well, hopefully I can make a schedule and if I'm not watching our grandson.
Yeah. She's going to get all that, and we're going to come back with a bunch of fish because we're actually getting a guide, and we did this last year, and we caught 60 fish.
Yeah, I think we still have some.
Hey, I'd have to check the freezer. We need to eat it. It's been about a year. It was a year ago, so we need to.
Probably need to toss it then.
It should still be good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I don't know if I trust that.
There shouldn't be much left. We may have ate it all.
No, there's still
I think I
some
vacuum sealed it.
Yeah, I know, but there's still some.
Yeah. It may not be fresh, but it's vacuum sealed. I think it'll be all right. It's been in the freezer.
Man, I have a cheat day. I want it like fried.
Oh, fried fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully we expect to catch a decent amount. So we caught 60 fish in 2 hours, I think.
How'd you make it last time? You grilled it or something, didn't you? It tasted really good.
Yes.
What did you do? I can't remember.
I've cooked it in the grease. I've cooked it on the oven. Have I cooked? I smoked some, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really
Put it on a pan, throw some olive oil on it.
And then we had like butter and stuff. You put it.
Yeah. I might have did it on the Blackstone.
That's probably where you did
I think. Yeah. The Blackstone, went ahead and cooked it on there.
Good.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. It didn't taste fishy.
And we're doing it was mostly striper because we go striper fishing and we catch all the stripers. The guide takes us out there. He's got a boat that about 6 of us go out there and he can find the location of the fish.
So do you guys throw some back in?
Yes. Well, there's some strategy with it. First of all, you're only allowed a certain number of fish per person on the boat. If you go over that and a ranger were to catch you, of course, you'd get fined or get in trouble.
Yeah, but you guys are with the guide. So.
We're with the guide. So they allow 6 of us to go, and then the guide is on there. So you can have, say, 70 fish or 70 stripers. I don't know exactly. We're going to Lake Texoma right here where it's Oklahoma and Texas is the lake that we're in. And I don't know the exact numbers, but whatever it is, it may only be like 8 stripers or whatever it is. The guide will know. And the last time allowed his to be included.
So you guys just go one day out there?
Yes. It's just a couple hours. We do that. And then we'll go back out in the boat and maybe do some fishing on our own, and we couldn't catch nothing. But when you had a guide, he takes us out there, and we're just popping fish left and right. But we do throw some back because you're allowed a certain number. And when they were biting so well, okay, I remember you're allowed so many small fish and so many large fish. So I don't know the number, but say you're allowed 4 fish that are over 10 pounds, and you're allowed 4 fish that are under 5 pounds or 3. You see, so you had to throw some back so that so everything was in a certain realm of the rules that they have. And then
who did you get it in?
The guide. So that's
guys, did you have to pay extra?
No. Well, you pay for the guide, and that comes with the cleaning of the fish.
Like he took everybody's and just
right. Did
you guys get to watch it?
Yes.
Ew.
Yeah, you get to sit there and watch the whole thing. They just take it and they do it right off the boat. Like you get off the boat, and it's right outside. Like your boat, you could see your boat where you're at. They had this platform. If you saw the photo of where all our fish were laying, then that is exactly where the degutting, where the cleaning, the cleaning sounds better. They cleaned the fish right there, and then he went ahead and split it up fairly evenly amongst all of the people that were there. Yeah, and you may not got the same fish that you caught, but where it got interesting was we had one guy that kept catching catfish. We're striper fishing. And I think he caught 3 or 4 catfish.
Well, those suckers probably were big, huh?
They were. And
did he get to keep it, or did he have to throw it back in?
No, this guide let us keep it.
My favorite is catfish. I love the taste of catfish.
So our limit was, say, 60 fish, but we come back with 64 because those catfish didn't go toward the limit of the striper. So we got to have extra fish. And I don't know what his doing, but it's like his catfishing and we're striper fishing. And he caught like 2 or 3 catfish in a row.
Who was that? Which one of your friends was that?
That was Danny. Yeah, he did. He did like 4 of them. Yeah, and just kept catching catfish. So that was pretty cool. And the guide will tell you, like, it goes down, and he'll say, "Go ahead and do 3 reels up." Like he'll tell you how high off the ground you need to be to catch the fish, because he's got like a little radar down there, and he's got the box going ahead and hitting the boat. So that's real cool, and I expect to catch some more. And if we do, we'll have some fish videos upcoming in the next month or so.
And you can put your.
I want to film some of that, and I'm up of the fishing trip and stuff, and have that also.
And then film your fried fish and stuff with your pals.
Mm-hmm.
And then that week you can.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty cool. So fishing trip Lake Texoma with a guide.
And then our anniversary is coming up. 29 years.
29 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then what are we doing that day?
Remember, we're going to Logan's, right?
I thought it was Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's a real good restaurant, Texas Roadhouse.
It's a cheat. Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Because I love their bread.
No keto. You got to get a mashed potato or a baked potato.
Yes.
Right on, right on.
That and my drink that I always get.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have a whole lot of barbecue for you this week, but we come on here just to chat with you a little bit and talk a little bit about what we've been up to for the past week, the weather. I don't know. I like talking about the weather. If you're in Oklahoma.
Tornadoes, though. That's sad.
Yeah. I like the weather and, things that go on around here in the pool. We're getting set up. So we'll be back next week. You have anything else that anything on your mind that you needed to share with the audience today?
No. That's about it.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Okie Smokin podcast, and we'll be back next week.
Listening to the Okie Smokin podcast. Episodes drop every Monday. Don't forget to follow this podcast, or you might miss out on some delicious creations. You can also find us on our website, okiesmokin.com, and on YouTube and other social media platforms. Until next time, keep firing up that grill.
There's a brand new feature available on the Okie Smokin podcast, and it involves you. That's right. Send me and Dolores a text, and it's never been easier. Simply scroll down to the show notes description, and you'll see where it says, send John and Dolores a text message. Click it. Talk to us. You're probably using your phone anyway, so do it now. Can't wait to hear from you.